Hey, what's up guys?
Hey guys, welcome back. It is Jeb, and yeah, that thing at the beginning is unrelated. Anyway, as you know, the world is currently going through a pandemic, and it seems like it'll continue for a while thanks to a handful of people. And playing Plague Inc. in my meantime has definitely piqued my interest to find out more about some of the worst pandemics that happened throughout the course of human history. So here's the video.
In this video, I'll be explaining how the pandemic began and ended in the time when the cure wasn't around.
And with that said, let's just jump into
Bubonic Plague. Otherwise known as the Black Death or Pestilence, this pandemic lasted from 1346 to 1353. It is the deadliest pandemic recorded in human history caused by a bacterium known as Yersinia pestis. The infected numbers are unknown, but it has an estimated death toll of 75 to 200 million. And to put that into perspective, our current pandemic is about to reach 1 million. The disease spread throughout Western Eurasia due to changes in climates that forced the disease-carrying rodents and hence the fleas to move to areas populated by humans. Furthermore, it is likely for more number of diseases to be popping up here and there as the climate keeps changing, which is another reason you should be against global warming if you weren't so already. Spanish flu was a deadly influenza pandemic caused by the H1N1 influenza virus. About 100 years ago during World War I, this disease began spreading worldwide, and despite its origins being unknown, its first case was said to be found in America. Judging by its name, I thought that the virus would have originated in Spain, but that was because people named it when the Spanish media at the time reported to the world that their country had 8 million cases, including Alfonso XIII, who was a king of the country at the time. Now, I felt bad for Spain, as I'm sure that caused some Spanish people to be mistreated like some of the Chinese people are being treated nowadays due to the pandemic. This influenza pandemic had a total infected number of a staggering 500 million. 500 million, and its death toll reached 20 to 50 million, killing more people than the World War I. Now let's get to the main question of this video. How did both of these pandemics end? Now it may come as a surprise, but in fact, both of them disappeared over time. Naturally. Back then, humans simply didn't have any means of identifying the microbe that was causing the outbreaks in the first place. So people did the things they could. Similar to how it is now, the schools were closed, masks were a necessity, and people stayed inside. However, it still wasn't enough to slow down the rate of infection, so people eventually decided to simply wait it out. And despite having many more deaths, it worked. In the end, the number of infected people reached its peak, then either the flu mutated into a much less harmful state, or the remaining population began developing immunity towards the disease, which inevitably spelled an end to the pandemic. But even so, the disease is still around. In fact, this couple got it when eating partially uncooked rodents, and this one guy got it from a flea bite while living in an old apartment buildings with rats living in it. Due to reasons like this, about 2,000 people still gets infected by the bubonic plague each year. Despite this, humans are overall pretty tough, and even one of the deadliest pandemics in history can reach its end without any vaccinations. Nonetheless, recently people's awareness on the pandemic has been plummeting while the threat of the virus continues to grow bigger than before. So I want to use this opportunity to say this. Let's say that the hospital has 1,000 beds, and that would mean that a virus could be contained up to 1,000 infected patients. But if it goes over that, then we have a problem. Then the virus can't be contained, and it's what's happening currently in many countries. Nowadays, we have access to better medical treatment and tracking systems that none of the victims from the past pandemic has had, which is great. But it's being wasted because some people are choosing to act irresponsible or straight up refusing to believe that there is a pandemic happening. Oh, you want lockdowns to end? Just stay inside, please? It's really that simple. It's the only way to keep the death toll from getting any higher. Also, don't eat wild animals raw and avoid living in dirty places with rats. That's all for today. I hope that was a little more useful than my previous video, and I'll consider making a part 2 of this video if this does well. This is going to be the video style that I'll be doing on this channel. I'll do my best to upload every Sunday and maybe a bonus upload on Thursday depending on how free I am. And with that said, thank you very much for watching. Bye bye.